Good morning, Giants. Have you ever wondered if anxiety is curable? I'm anxious to find out.
Just,
Good morning,
just
Giants.
rubbing my teeth. Good morning, Giants. Man, we've got three people anxiously awaiting for our answers to this question. We don't know. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the answer. The answer is no, it's not curable. But there are some things that you can do around it. And so anxiety, let's maybe first describe what anxiety is. Ryan, do you want to tackle that one?
Boy, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Um,
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy. I could do this. So, for me, anxiety, like, hmm, it's it's paralyzing. Good morning. Um, it's something that comes up where I can't function. I can't think straight. I can't make a decision. I For me, it's like pits in my stomach, my whole
Yeah.
body. Like I can't think logically about like what comes next. Um, like right
Okay.
now.
Yeah. Well, let's create a distinction because last night you had something occur at your home, and there's a distinction between what happened there and anxiety. And so, do you mind sharing like what happened last night?
So a neighbor
You
of
could say
mine,
no.
uh,
Yeah.
I can say yes. A neighbor of
Yes.
mine texted me and said that there was somebody on his front porch and he was walking across the street to my house, and he looked like he was trying to break in. So I ran outside with no weapons except for these.
Put him up. Get away from my cars.
Yes.
Punch
Back
you.
up.
Yeah.
That's what I had to tell him. You back up.
Get away
And
from my things.
yeah. And he kind of took off down the road. I called the police and they picked him up, but there was really nothing that they could do. So then, anxiously, I didn't sleep much because wondered if he'd come back.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, so I want
You
you
know
to
what was
share.
funny? You know what
I
was
want you to
funny?
share what the dispatch said.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, like, in the moment, this guy's like right in front of me, and I'm on the phone with the police and or 911 anyway. So it's dispatch, and the lady asks me if he has a temperature.
Hey, sir. Hey, excuse me, sir. Will you hold still? I got to check your temperature.
Yeah.
Like,
Have
anyway.
you coughed or sniffled lately, mister?
If so, you're good to go.
Yeah.
I can't
Keep keep
interact with you.
keep going.
Well, so there's a distinction between that and you not sleeping, right? That was an experience where there's fear, there's a real threat, it's physical, it's in front of you. That's fear. That's a natural response for fear. You staying up all night is anxiety, where it's, man, I wonder if this guy's going to come back into my space. I wonder if he's going to break into my things. I feel violated in my space a little bit. And that's anxiety. Anxiety is future based. It's thinking about what ifs, it's thinking about possibilities. You have the same physiological response. So the adrenaline starts going. And so the adrenaline increases glucose levels. It increases the efficiency of glucose burning in the brain. It puts energy into your body. So you just feel this flood of energy. It's like drinking 15 cups of coffee. You're just like, ah, buzzed and ready to go. Zah, that's the official language of it.
Yes.
And then comes along cortisol, which shuts down all the non-essential things. So cortisol helps you calm down. It's like, hey, calm down, buddy. It's like the person at the grocery store when you get mad because you couldn't find a stick of gum, dude. You're like, calm down. Like never in the word of calm down has calmed down.
I ended up finding it.
There it is. Like, calm down, Karen. Unless Karen's watching, we'll pick a different name. But the cortisol, if you get too much of that, then it really causes problems. So if you're in a constant state of fight or flight, then it causes problems in the body. So if you're anxious, this is going to give you more to be anxious about. Well, great. What am I doing to my body? Because that's what you'll do. You'll get into these spins of thoughts, and those thoughts trigger more anxiety, and it's just this really crazy loop. So I was diagnosed in 2017 with a generalized anxiety disorder because I had that continuing in my life. It was just a constant loop. Even now, I still feel it. But the good news is that I have tools that can help manage that anxiety. So it's not curable. I mean, it's like saying to somebody, hey, do you want me to cure your happiness? You're like, yeah.
Some
Could you?
people do.
I'm way too damn happy all the time. Can you fix that for me? It's a natural physiological response to a situation. You don't want to get rid of it. But we get in this cycle of letting our fears of the future take over. And that's where the problem is. So learning to manage those thoughts and those emotions is vital. What comes up as you hear that?
Well, it's nice to know that there's tools that that you can use to manage. When somebody was threatening to break into my house, I just charged towards it, which
Yeah.
maybe I should have felt more fear at the current moment. It set in a little bit, like as he stood up and kind of came at me. Thought, okay, got to make a decision.
Yeah. Not does he have a gun?
Yeah,
Does he
no,
have a fever?
yeah, does he have a fever?
Stay back, sir. Do you have a fever?
That was my number
I'd
one.
rather you have a gun than fever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Then he coughed and I ran.
You run inside and lock the doors.
And I ran inside and locked the doors because I was scared.
I love this. Fists of steel. Yep. Solid steel.
Oh shoot. But I'm glad that there's tools that can be done, like or used to manage that. For me, it's recognizing it, allowing it, feeling it. Sometimes I have to like be a little bit forceful with it, tell it to get out the way because I'm the driver of my bus.
Yeah.
And usually a lot of times movement gets me going. So like, doesn't movement get everything going? I don't know, but like I just start moving and then it gets me through it is really what I mean to say there.
The most logical statement ever.
Yeah.
Doesn't movement
get
everything
gets
going?
me moving.
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great YouTube video.
Yes, movement gets things going. So Barry McDonough, if you don't know who he is, his book Dare is probably the most effective book that I've seen for managing anxiety. Barry has made it his mission, and one day I hope to get him on the show and as a guest. But his goal is to eliminate anxiety. He's not a doctor, but he's somebody that had anxiety and found tools for himself that worked, and then started teaching those to others. And I use those for myself, and by far, they're the most effective tools that I've ever used. And it's really simple. So he says that DARE stands for diffuse, allow, re-engage, or not run from, run toward, and then engage with something. And so when you diffuse your anxiety, you just say, look, it's anxiety. Here's anxiety again. You can name it if you want. I don't have a name for mine, but you could. I just say, there's anxiety. Well, I'm anxious. I'm feeling anxious. I am not anxious because that would be my name. Hi, my name's Anxious. So I feel anxiety, but I am not anxiety, if that makes sense. And then allowing it. I used to resist it. I can't feel anxious. I can't let others know that I feel anxious. Man, disclosing it was a big thing. Like, hey, I'm feeling anxious right now. Helps other people to know, hey, he's in a state, kind of support him. But it's not their responsibility for me to feel better. It's mine. So if I can just allow it to be there and then not run away from it, because I would try and avoid it, numb it, try and do things that would kill that feeling. And so don't run away from it. Just face it, really look at it. And then the final part here that's really served me is to engage with something that you want to create. Because when you engage with it, what you're telling your body is, look, we're safe enough to engage in this activity. And then your body starts to calm down. So you use your body to calm your mind. And by doing an activity, that's what it does. And it's very effective, but it takes some practice. I wasn't very efficient at first.
After doing this show, I feel less anxious.
Yeah. Do you? You going to sleep tonight? Maybe.
But I know what to do because now I've been taught some tools to help manage it.
Yeah.
Anxiety isn't curable, but it's manageable.
It is manageable.
And you can do it.
And you can do it. Any other thoughts around it? Address it or suppress it?
Address it or suppress it. I like that.
Yeah.
If you haven't liked our Facebook page, go join our Facebook page, Tribe of Giants, or subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, guys, thanks for being a part of it this morning. We'll see you in the next episode. I'm stumbling. Make it a giant day. We'll see you.
Love you too.